Ariom, that's it. Welcome to our exploration of the mind. We get to put our physical body into stillness. One of the things that inspired me when I was just starting the yoga culture was I look forward to be able to sit in still. Because until I came to the yoga culture, I was always in motion. And then when I came, oh wow, sit still. It's a beautiful challenge to sit still and to explore our mind. So we'll explore the Chitta and the Hrida, the heart space today. Let's stretch the legs out for a bit, wiggle the ankles, the knees. And cross the legs back to where you're extremely comfortable. Bring the palms onto the knees, touch the tips of the thumb, tip of the index fingers. Close the eyes softly. Om Asato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityurma Mamritam Gamaya Asato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityurma Mamritam Gamaya Asato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityurma Mamritam Gamaya. Yoga is recognized as we put the physical body into stillness. We can then put the mind into stillness. And then we get a glimpse of the higher self. Our physical body is Asat, Asatoma. The Atma is Sat, eternal. The physical body is temporary. The physical body takes Janma, birth, then dwindles, Mrityur, dies. The true spiritual self is eternal, always existing. Let's go on the journey of stilling the body and then stilling the mind, connecting to the higher self. Kaya Sthiram, stillness of the body. Take your awareness to the right foot, toes to the heel. The right foot is still. To the left foot is solid. To the entire right leg, from the toes, passing the calf, the knee, the thigh, to the right hip girdle. The entire right leg is immovable. To the entire left leg, toes to hip, the entire left leg is stable. Take the awareness to the pelvic floor, the glutes, the lower back, the front of the pelvis. The entire pelvic floor is cemented. to the entire back, the glutes to the shoulders, the entire back is still. To the right hand, fingertips to the wrist, right hand is rigid. To the left hand is steady. To the entire right arm, fingertips passing the wrist, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm to the right shoulder blade. The entire right arm is immovable. To the entire left arm, fingertips to shoulder. The entire left arm is steady. To the neck is motionless. To the head is completely still. Take your awareness to the whole body and imagine the whole body is like a statue, immovable, stable. As the physical body moves into stillness more and more as time progresses, let's work on quieting the mind. The yogis recognize our mind has the ability to project in the past, thoughts of the past memory, projecting thoughts in the future. We can set goals. Mind also has the ability to be in the present moment. Quieten the mind in the now. Initially, the yogis attach their mind to their breath. Witness your breath at the entrance of the nostrils with awe and reverence. Witness the breath as if it is the first time you're aware of it. You recognize without it, the brain stops working, the organs stop working, the mind stops working. Grateful for the breath. Quieten the mind a little bit more. See if you can identify the slight temperature change of the breath. The incoming breath is slightly cooler. The outgoing breath with the body's heat is slightly warmer. Move your focus of your mind to the breath in the rib cage. Try not to alter the movement of the rib cage, just witness it. As you inhale, the rib cage naturally makes a small movement up and out. And as we exhale, the rib cage naturally makes a small movement in and down. Keeping the mind in the present moment on the breath in the rib cage now. Move the focus of your mind to the breath in the abdomen. Try not to alter the movement of the abdomen, just witness it. As we inhale and exhale, the abdomen naturally makes a small movement out and in, keeping the mind in the present, keeping the mind in the body, the movement of the breath in the abdomen now. Bring the focus back to the breath at the entrance of the nostrils. Going to quiet the mind a little bit more, keeping the mind in the present with the practice of Ujjayi Pranayama and Khetri Mudra. Curl the tongue as far back as you can on the upper palate. Touch the tip of the tongue, maybe behind the upper set of teeth, maybe the center of the roof of the mouth, or maybe even a little further back. And as you keep the tongue pressing on the upper palate, simultaneously, as the air passes the epiglottis at the throat, make a gentle hum with the breath. Breathe slowly in, slowly out, but allow your mind to stay in the now, in the present, with that soothing ocean-like breath. After the next exhalation, I want you to return the tongue to the bottom of the mouth and move into the opposite of Ujjayi Pranayam, Mona Pranayam, silent breathing. Breathe as slowly as possible in and as slowly as possible out and as silently as possible. And allow your mind to dwell into the silence of the breath now. Keeping the breath silent, I want you to now project your consciousness in that space behind the forehead, the mind space, the chitta. And for now, just witness it. Try not to think of anything. You may see colors, shapes, a thought may come in, stay for a while, leave, or maybe the mind just remains completely quiet. Keep your gaze in the center of the eyebrows now. Now, instead of being a passive witness of the mind space, let's actively focus the mind space. I want you to see the number 100. We're going to count backwards mentally. 100 backwards in threes, all the way to 0. If you lose count, start all over again. Try not to lose count. Keep the mind concentrated. The yogis recognize a concentrated mind is a relaxed mind. Keep the mind concentrated on the numbers. Mentally repeat 100, 97, 94, 91. Continue at your pace all the way down. Excellent. Whichever number you're at, stop right there. I want you to gaze into the center of the eyebrows, and this time, instead of just random thoughts coming in, I want you to now choose an object. Whatever the first thought comes to your mind right now, choose an object, hold that object in the mind. Think of something, and whatever you think of, hold that object in the mind now. Nothing else exists but that object, that first thought. And keep that object in your mind steady. Don't let your object mutate, change, keep it steady, steady, steady. Very good. And then let's cast the object away. Let it go away from the mind. Choose another object. Hold your object for 5 seconds. Cast it away, another object. Only the objects that you want to put in your mind should exist. Continue in this way for the next minute. You choose your objects to hold in the mind. No random objects, your objects. Hold them 5 seconds each, cast them away for another one. one last object. Cast it away, and now I want you to gaze in the center of the eyebrows, and this time just be a witness. Allow the random thoughts to come up naturally from the subconscious mind. And as they come up naturally, contemplate them for 5 seconds, cast it away. Let the thoughts come up randomly, but you actively cast them away. If no thoughts come up from the subconscious part of the mind, just appreciate the inner silence. This time, instead of you choosing the objects, let them come up randomly. Hold them for 5 seconds, cast them away now. Excellent. Now, as you gaze in the center of the eyebrows, I want you to try and prevent any thought from entering the mind. Not even no random thoughts, no conscious thought, only quietness in the mind. For the next 30 seconds, try and keep a quiet mind. Excellent. And let go of the mind space. Bring your awareness to the Hridayakash, the heart space, to that space behind the breastbone and in front of the backbone. Become aware of that space between the diaphragm and the clavicle, the Hridayakash, the heart space. As you inhale, see the heart space expanding. As you exhale, the heart space deflates a little. Stay in the presence of the heart space now. Patanjali explains in the sutras, when we're free from the mental thoughts and emotions, there's only a shining light that exists within the heart space. Imagine a beautiful flame in the center of the heart space. That flame illuminates the whole body from head to toe. That beautiful flame is the true spiritual being. And that flame has so much prana, so much energy. Prana flows from that flame throughout the whole body. The yogis recognize that flame has a powerful vibration, an energy coming out of it. In English, we use the word love. It's a word that describes a force that's coming out of your spiritual being. And that beautiful energy, that dynamic force coming out is spreading throughout your whole body, moving into every cell of your brain, to your toes, all the cell of the bones, that powerful vibration of self-love. As your heart beat, boom, 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 it's transporting that self-love, that force throughout the whole organism. And you recognize this force, when it meets another force that's similar, it attracts. That force connects to a plant. We fall in love with a plant. Come in contact with a pet, fall in love with the pet. That force connects us. Come in contact with another human being, that force connects us. Force connects us to this powerful planet, recognizing we get so many gifts from the planet. All the food, the water, the love connects us to the planet. And ultimately, this love connects us to the breath, and recognizing the planet, the breath, the sun, the moon is all extension of God's love to us. You recognize that deity is right next to you, feeling loved in this universe, recognizing you are a being that's being loved over and over and over by the Supreme Being. So many gifts unconditionally been given to us. The more we recognize we are being loved, the more we can then share that love to other living entities. Feel the heart beat. And transport that love from your heart and back into the mind space and contemplate an act of compassion you'd love to share to the planet in the form to maybe another living entity, maybe to the ocean, to the forest, to a fellow human. Contemplate an act of love from your heart to assist the fellow living entity or the planet now. That force moves us, powerful force from the self. When you find that act of compassion you'd want to perform, mentally formulate a positive phrase for it 3 times in the mind now. And with your psychic vision, the inner eye, that eye which you see your dreams with at night, see yourself living, performing that act of love, that act of compassion now. As you contemplate it, you recognize this is something that is natural for you to do because it's coming from your spiritual self. And you've done it many times before in the past, and you recognize when you did acts of compassion, your heart became happy because it is natural. The yogis want to experience that natural happy heart constantly, and they're always manifesting acts of compassion. Bring your focus back to your breath. Cherishing the breath. Grateful for the breath. Recognizing this breath will allow you to take your desire from your mind and heart into the 3-dimensional phase. Will the breath move your body so you can do that act of compassion? Become aware of any external noises. Become aware of the time of the day. Become aware of the taste in the mouth. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale slowly. Move the fingers slowly. Bring the palms to the heart. And where your thumbs touch the breastbone, feel the heartbeat. And recognize that pure love is coming out from that force of the spiritual self is there. Chant the Om mantra together once. Om. head towards that dynamic, powerful spiritual being who recognizes that it is constantly being loved. And we want to share this love to the planet. Namaste. Lift the head, open the eyes. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Connecting, concentrating the mind, witnessing how thoughts move in and out, opening the heart space. Mahalo Shifumi. Thank you, Bashak.
Thank you, Yogi-chan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ari. Thank you,
Thank you.
Susan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amani.
Thank you.
Thank you, Astrid.
Thank you, Yogi-chan.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Evelyn. Mahalo, Greg. Thank you, Elizabeth. Mahalo, Reina. Thank you, Rosa.
Hari Om Tat Sat, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
John.
you, Richaru.
Thank you, Jean.
Thank you, Yogi Charu.
Thank you, Helen and Celine.
Thank you.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you, Mayumi.